Over 100 killed as dozens injured as illegal refinery explodes in Rivers. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post hot juicy news updates, please click on the notification bell. Reuters cited the State Petroleum Resources Commissioner Goodluck Opia as confirming the incident on Saturday. No fewer than 100 people are felt killed after a massive explosion ripped through an illegal refining facility in Rivers State. Reuters cited the State Petroleum Resources Commissioner Goodluck Opia as confirming the incident on Saturday. The fire outbreak occurred at an illegal bunkering site and it affected over 100 people who were burnt beyond recognition, Mr. Opia said. Dozens of others were reportedly injured in the explosion, and its cause could not be immediately ascertained. A spokesman for the fire service in Portharcourt did not immediately return a request seeking comment. A NAN correspondent who visited the site at the boundary between Abacheke and Abazi community in Ohaji Ebema local government area gathered that the explosion occurred about 8 p.m. Unidentified burnt bodies littered the area, even as family members were seen moving away with the remains of the loved ones. A community leader and President General of the Supreme Council of Oil and Gas Producing Areas in Imo, Collins A.J., describing the incident as unfortunate. It is unfortunate, a tragedy no one dreamt of, where about 108 people got burnt beyond recognition due to illegal oil bunkering. It is shocking to see these bodies lying down here. Most of them are breadwinners of their families. Most of them are young, promising people, undergraduate and graduate, he said. The community leader noted that the Imo government has some time ago made effort to stop this illegal business, but it yielded no fruit. Also speaking, a resident, David Chibike, lamented that he was at the site in search of the remains of his elder sister. A youth from Abacheke community, Despond RG, who expressed sadness over the development, expressed concern about the inability of community leaders and security agents to end illegal bunkering in the area. There is a conspiracy of silence by both those who call themselves leaders and security agencies because they failed to arrest this issue. It is unfortunate that those with capacity to put an end to this have failed, he said. Efforts to get official confirmation of the incident from the State Police Public Relations Officer Mike Abatam proved abortive, as he did not respond to calls put across to him. Now, this is very sad. I've said it before, when do we wake up to news that soothes our hearts? You know, when you wake up and when you already know that you're waking up to something like a bad news. But on the contrary, like, you're disappointed because good news greets your ear. Like, something happens really in the country that everybody is even going to bring us together, and we're going to be unitedly happy. If there's anything like unitedly happy. Sincerely, I so crave for days. Tell us about the days where we are going to hear good news and we're going to be laughing at each other and we're going to be like happy. This is happening. Wow, thank God and thank God and thank God. Before you know it, you even forget that this person is your enemy and you go and give them a hug. But what we hear is bad news, and all those things are avoidable death. That is my problem. All these things were things, had it been the government have been proactive about, we are not going to be here today. People would not have died. We're talking about 108 people. These people they're not animals, they're not ants. They're actually human beings. And some of them, just like said in the news here, are breadwinners of their family. These people went out with the hope of, I am going out to bye-bye, I'm going to come back to certain time. They are not going back home. They cannot be brought back, all because the government was not proactive enough. And let me remind us, this one is happening in Rivers State. I think there's a boundary between Rivers State and Imo State. But have we forgotten so soon? It's looking as if we've forgotten that the Kaduna State, this Kaduna-bound train that was actually attacked, and 100 people were kidnapped. Nothing has been done. What exactly, where are we heading to in this country? And instead of them coming out to talk about these issues, all they care about is the 2023 general elections. If they're not talking about the state elections, they're talking about the presidential election. And I'm asking, this election, who are going to make it happen? Is it actually the people? Shey, I want to make people finish before go do something about it. Of course, people will actually come out to cast their votes. These politicians, last, it is one vote they have, right? It is actually we, the citizens and the electors, that can actually come out and make a choice. But no, nobody is seeming to be giving whatever is happening right now an attention. In fact, anything can happen this period. Nobody will see it. This is a period where the media, they even sweep things under the carpet. Of course, I've said it before that for every one news you hear, there are more than 5 that are actually swept under the carpet deliberately, so that it will not get to the public's ear, for reasons best known to them. Now, people have died again, as in all avoidable death. Had it been this issue was, something stringent was done, these people now that died at, should I say Rivers State or Imo State, because this is happening in between Rivers and Imo State boundary. These people that died, their deaths will all have been avoided. Who started the business? How did it continue? What effort did the government make? Though the government came out and said, oh, they have actually made effort, they should have persisted. Look, I don't want to know, but it is the job of a government, and as well as our job. We can't shift when it comes to, protection of lives and property. It cannot always go to the government. We have a part to play. But how did the government do? And of course, these people that knew that this is illegal. This is illegal. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Because if you still look down, now still governments, now this thing will land. Tell me, had it been these people now had something doing, other things doing that will give them a source of income to care for themselves and families, would these people be doing this? Let us answer now. Look, in other Western states where people have things to do, like they have things to do, know how, then go rugged their life. Do you think they will resort to crime? Because there they know that the law punishes them. The law does not spare them. In Nigeria here, we don't have things in place. Just like the article said, the undergraduates, graduates, they are all those affected. Now it might be, of course, it will be that those that are there are looking for means of let me buy and let me make money. Let me buy and let me resell and let me make 122 naira or 133 naira on top of whatever I am going to be sold to. That is what landed them there today. Sincerely, I don't know when we are going to wake up to news that will gladden our hearts, and it will not be sorrow. Another 100 citizens failed by the system. May their souls forever haunt the leadership that have enslaved us on poverty, making them retort to bunkering. Let me repeat, there is no proof, as in there is no positive. How am I going to put it now? There is no how you're going to say this is what pushed you into crime. Let me say this: no matter how bad it is, crime is not the last thing one should resort to, and such an illegal business is not what one should resort to. But if you look at the circumstances surrounding our country, you see that the government really, really failed those people. We pray that their families are consoled and God give them the fortitude to bear these losses. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.